You got other eyes on you, just than the coaches, then the cameras, and there's meaning behind it, and then it's a good time. I love that you're able to kind of bring in that college feel to this NFL franchise, which I'm sure the rookies love and the young guys are dig that.
Yeah, Ben right here. I don't think I've seen it here, Ben. So thank you for coming in here. He says 70,000 fans on Family Night. No one else has that. I was just gonna say, like, there is just every team usually has a inter squad scrimmage. Maybe even they'll have another team coming over for a little bit of, it's kind of scripted scrimmages. There's nothing to get you ready for the NFL for these young guys, these UDFAs, than walking out to 70,000+ fans screaming. Absolutely screaming like it's the Coliseum. They're walking out there. If that's their first introduction before they even hit preseason, imagine how much more prepared they are going to be when they actually hit the bright lights of the NFL and the prime time goes live.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so let's do a quick little recap of practice today, and you guys know the drill here. I go in, ask Grok, hey, look, comb through all the articles, try to find some of the highlights from camp. So if you guys are watching this video and you didn't see our offensive breakdown or our defensive breakdown, just at the end of this video, you can fast forward right to the end and you'll see a link to all of those right there on the screen for you. Here we go. Overview. Practice 8 occurred on Friday, abbreviated in shells rather than full pads due to player soreness and fatigue. Coach Matt LaFleur stressed that training camps meant to be challenging to build resilience. The session focused on red zone work and served as a lighter rep before Saturday's family night. All right, let's talk about Jordan Love's performance. He was 10 of 15 on passing, including 3 consecutive touchdowns. Started strong with 6 straight completions, featuring a bullet pass to tight end Luke Musgrave and a step-up throw to wide receiver Romeo Dobbs against defensive end Rashawn Gary's rush. So Gary, I seen some tweets saying it would have been a sack for Gary, although you know how it is in practice. Sometimes the throw gets off there, right? He connected with Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden twice, and Dobbs. One pass to Golden involved a fake end around to McCole Hardman. How's that sound for it? A little fake end around, throw it out to Matthew Golden. In red zone drills, he attempted to pass to running back Emmanuel Wilson in the end zone, but it was off target. Wilson later left with the trainer, so we got to keep our eye on that. We may not see Emmanuel Wilson at Family Night tomorrow. Don't be too alarmed. Hopefully we'll get an update here in the next couple of days. Threw too high on a screen to Tucker Kraft, then found Golden again, incompleted to wide receiver Malik Heath, covered by Keyshawn Nixon, so maybe Keyshawn flashing a little bit, and delivered touchdowns to Dobbs, Heath, and tight end John Fitzpatrick on the bootleg. So you're hearing more and more bootleg in this camp. Am I wrong, guys? Like last year, even when Love was healthy, you didn't hear a whole lot of bootleg stuff because we were probably pressing in a duo. What if we come out this year and we go a little stretch, a little more outside zone and boot off of it? That'd be exciting.
Yeah. I mean, Amelia, what do you think a guy like Savion Williams, when healthy, could help with that sort of offensive scheme set? Just adding another absolute wrinkle to any defense that has to try to combat that.
Yeah, you kind of get the guy that do you want to cover him with a linebacker? Do you want to cover him with a corner? Do you want to bring a safety down? I think that he can definitely add to it, and he's kind of big, physical. You can get in between the numbers. You're not as worried about him, if he does get hit. Though I do like that we're kind of changing the platform on which Jordan Love's throwing this ball. I think Matt knows, and we talked about pistol last year. He coming into the offense. What is Waggle going to be it? Is Boots going to be it? That's what I remember was, really sell that fake, get the ball way out there, AR-12, put that thing way out there. Everybody sees it. And then the dude somehow just running, screaming wide open on a deep crosser. And I think that Matt already gets him to that point as well. Let's move the play. Let's take advantage of what Josh Jacobs did last year. Move the platform where you can get J Love going, and also, help out your O-line. The rush isn't as bad if they're worried about the run, all these things.
Yeah, definitely. All right, moving along. Plays of the day. Wide receiver Jaden Reed made the standout play to spot a toe injury from Thursday. We'll get to an update there. Everybody knew that Jaden Reed missed yesterday and then came back. We'll give you an injury update at the end of this article here in a second. On a play-action pass from Love, Reed collided with rookie safety Jonathan Baldwin, fell and caught the ball on his back, potentially the best catch of camp. We kind of talked about that earlier. Matthew Golden continued to impress today. Every day that passes, he seems more and more comfortable. I've seen several tweets come out today saying, boy, this Matthew Golden looks different. He looks different. And, again, in the past we've kind of harnessed those young receivers. Jaden Reed was the first one where we just kind of turned him loose. Guys, he was a second-round pick. He came out and turned his butt loose. What do you think they're going to do to Matthew Golden? I think he's going to be a starter week 1. Injury report, new injuries. Wide receiver Sam Brown with an ankle, cornerback Nate Hobbs with a knee, running back Emmanuel Wilson unknown. That was the one where he left. We just kind of mentioned that, right? Cornerback Kamal Haddon with the hip, defensive edge defender Aaron Mosby with the groin, left tackle Rasheed Walker with the mystery groin, guard/tackle Travis Glover with the shoulder. Hold on, Emilio, it's going to be okay. Let me get this on the screen.
We'll love that. We'll love that. But that means he's out there just putting in the work. He's putting his body on the line for the team. Yeah, I don't know. I really hope he just never finds us, and he's gonna think it's just the fact that nobody
boom right on top of the head.
That's all right though. That's all right. He'll be ready for week 1 preseason.
Yeah. Old injuries: Christian Watson with the knee, Marshawn Lloyd groin, linebacker Colin Oliver with the hammy, and offensive lineman John Williams with the back. Returning from injury, Jaden Reed with the toe, limited in team reps. All right. Wide receiver Dontavion Wicks with the calf, limited to individual drills. Left guard Aaron Banks with the back. Wide receiver Savion Williams with the concussion. So Savion is really getting worked right back into the fold. That's another guy. Come preseason, Jacob, we get to see Savion Williams out there on the football field, man.
I mean, that's honestly, as much as I love Golden, I know I'm not going to see a lot of him in the preseason. I'm very, very excited to see guys like, honestly, even Sam Brown, Cornelius Johnson, Julian Hicks, these type of guys that probably aren't going to make the team, but I have a lot of hopes that a guy like Savion Williams will. And I do think that they will, barring the concussion protocol and everything, it seems like they're being very cautious with the way they're bringing him back. So if I had to really guess and put my money on the table, I don't think that we're going to see as much of him as I'd like, because I do believe that they really do think that he could be a difference maker in this offense, a puzzle piece. I don't want to say a gadget guy. I really do think that he could be kind of a slash like they're talking about with where he can just, he's big enough to line up in a tight end sets. He's big enough to line up in the backfield and elusive enough to be a really good running back. We saw what he did in TCU. He was an absolute monster out of the backfield when he did the Wildcat. And basically they would just give him the ball. They would give him the ball in any sort of short yardage dump off situation. And the guy doesn't go down with arm tackles. He just doesn't. And then when you think you got him considered that he can be an inline tight end / fullback, H-back kind of, do a threat, throw him out wide, throw him a deep fade route. He'll go up and do a catch point and absolutely grab the ball, come down with 2 feet in, look at you like, you're nothing. Yeah. I really do think he's an all around wide receiver in this league. What do you think, Emilio?
He's an athlete. He's the ATH. You're going to go ahead and sign those as quickly as you can. We'll figure out the position later. I mean, as long as he's got 90 speed, you're on the team. I mean, and that's it, right? You're never going to find – I mean, you can find it all in one person, right? But if you have options to go to, you're not stuck in one – you're not stuck in the mud with just one play or, one go-to or anything like that. It's perfect that Matt has options. It's perfect that, we're branching out. We have different things. We have kind of a slasher back, more of a power back. You got a bigger wide receiver. You got speed. You got route running. You just a little bit of everything. Somebody's a master at one of those, but maybe not. Maybe more of a jack at the rest of them. And I think it's perfect that we're able to kind of fluctuate between that.
His receiving is tough.
It is. Rob Demoski put my mind at ease with this whole Jaden Reed thing. All right, so he put a tweet out that came from Matt LaFleur. Packers coach Matt LaFleur said wide receiver Jaden Reed's foot was bothering him, something with his cleats, which is why he dropped out of practice yesterday. Today will be a lighter day with family night tomorrow and some injuries piling up. So it sounds like that's nothing. It was just Amelia, you know how it is, man. You buy new work boots at the beginning of the mowing season.
Brutal.
Takes a couple weeks to get them broke in, right?
Yeah, you got to wear them into the shower. So what you do is you go in there and you never showered with the cleats on. Yeah, you go. Go ahead and get them because you got to get them wet. That way they kind of form to the foot. Let them dry out again. It's a quick break in. But no,
I'm good.
Am I the only one that's ever done that? Chat. Has anybody else done that? You've never. Nothing.
I mean, like my dad used to break in a ball glove, you'd put the ball in there and maybe put it in the oven for a hot minute or something like that. But I've never heard.
Yeah, thank you, Clay.
You got hold to the wrong stuff.
I'll tell you what I did. This knucklehead. I was about 10 years old. Me and my buddy Ryan.
Thank you.
we found a couple baseballs in the creek beyond the fence where we played ball at. They were waterlogged right in the creek. We want to throw it, man. You ever get a waterlogged baseball, man? It's like throwing a brick. So like, hey, let's just throw that thing in the microwave real quick. That's what we thought. Bro, their house stunk so bad. Right. It smelled like we had microwaved a carcass in there. Absolutely horrible. But anyway. All right, so practice highlights. I'll rattle through these and we'll get ready to wrap up here. Run game was inconsistent. Running back Chris Brooks stopped twice by cornerback Bo Melton. Hey-oh. And linebacker Tyron Hopper. A couple of names we want to hear more about. Running back Josh Jacobs scored a 9-yard red zone touchdown, celebrated with the offensive line with the chest bump. Quarterback Malik Willis threw an impressive bootleg pass to tight end John Fitzpatrick for a sliding sideline catch, highlighting his arm strength. Rookie wide receiver Savion Williams had a jet sweep stopped by linebacker Jared Bartlett, but succeeded on a later end around with strong blocking. Backup center candidate, this caught me off guard. Check this out. Backup center candidate Donovan Jennings had another bad snap and was briefly pulled as he adapts to the position. I did not know they were trying Donovan Jennings at center a little bit, so that was interesting. It's not like got him in there for a couple snaps. He screwed the pooch, and they said, "Get the hell out of here, bro. We're done with this. Let's move it along." Defensive end Kingsley Enagbare beat offensive tackle Kadeem Telford to stop running back Amar Johnson in the backfield. Love threw 3 red zone touchdowns. Willis added 2, including 2 tight end Luke Musgrave and wide receiver Julian Hicks to spot possible sack by Brenton Cox Jr.
Ew.
Final plays, defensive tackle James Esther stopped Johnson near the line. Defensive tackle Nazir Stackhouse stopped Israel Abanikanda. I'm getting better. Quarterback Sean Clifford overthrew Williams in the end zone. Right. Additional notes, lineup changes. Offensive line Jordan Morgan took most first-team left tackle reps with Walker out alongside left guard Aaron Banks, center Elton Jenkins, right guard Sean Ryan, and right tackle Zach Tom. Offensive tackle Anthony Belton got some first-team left tackle snaps. Let's go. Secondary adjustments with Hobbs out. So imagine Hobbs is banged up on game day, right? He's inactive. This is what your cornerback room would look like according to today. Cornerback Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine on the outside. Javon Bullard in the slot, right? I feel good about that. And it looks like Nate Hobbs is your best corner right now, right? And the contract was suggested as well. So I like it. Rookie defensive tackle Nazir Stackhouse took second-team reps ahead of others. Again, our boy Rob Demoski said that he took first-team reps. I can't do this with you two giggling over there. What are we laughing about?
We can't bring it up, so don't ask us.
What is it? Go ahead.
We've gotten some responses about.
We really can't.
We've gotten some responses about showering with cleats, and it's not like I'm saying go home and hop into the tub that Jacob soaks in after a long day's work.
What are you talking about? That's my job.
At school, at the facility, whatever. You just hop in there real quick. Let's get them drenched. You gotta get them. Really walk around on them when they're so squish. Get everything in there and let them dry out. But then the chat kind of took it its own way. We actually got them laughing, and then
don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Six was losing it. Chris said he's done it, so I'm good there. I'm covered.
Okay.
Chuck is laughing.
If Chris done it, you're saying that's a good thing?
Yeah. Well, I'll take it. I mean, that's 2. Him.
Hey, all right. Daryl's done a bunch of stuff too. You going to do that too, Emilio?
No,
Unbelievable, man. This is why we can't have nice things.
All right, real quick. Let's go back. We'll be professional real quick. Ben asked a great question. Do you think that Enagbare could get cut? And then I also saw somebody else. Do you think he's trade potential?
That's a good question. Let's look at the depth chart here real quick. And again, I keep saying I'm going to update this, and I keep forgetting. But let's think about this. Is what scenario do we see here where Enagbare would be cut? Okay, we got Rashawn Gary, Lucas Van Ness, Barron Sorrell. Those are locks, right? Colin Oliver, if he's healthy, will be a lock. Brenton Cox Jr., I feel like, is a lock. That's 5. So are we going to carry 6, right? So, yeah, if we only carry 5, there's a chance Enagbare don't make this roster. I'm going to pull up what we broke camp with. What do you think, Emilio?
Yeah. Dude, I don't know. It's tough. That, like Ben was saying earlier, man, I don't even know what we're supposed to do with this 53 cut because I know one person that's making the list. Okay.
We broke camp with 6 last year, so there is hope for it.
Ooh, all right.
So if we stick to that, right?
I don't know. What do you think?
He was playing through injuries last year. I will say that. I was a big Kingsley Enagbare guy when he first came out. I just haven't seen the progression, and I just feel like that I think he's kind of the definition of what we call a progress stopper, right? A guy that maybe, we have a lot invested in because he was a fairly, any draft pick, I would say, is putting in draft capital, right? So I don't think that I think he was a 5th rounder. Chat, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but
5th or 6th, right?
Yeah, and I think he was definitely coming off some injury. Didn't he tear, I think, a ligament in the knee, and he just didn't quite – I think he even went on record saying, I don't know, I don't feel like I can trust it right now. Like, it just didn't feel –
My knee.
That is the absolute worst feeling.
Exactly. And, yeah, you've been through there, right? I've torn an LCL. I think Emilio's torn major ligaments and had to come back. It is kind of freaky, kind of scary to come back and absolutely try to put that foot in the ground and drive that, drive to have the kind of drive that you need to have an offensive edge or defensive end in this league is just unbelievable. It seems a lot easier to us sitting here on our couch drinking daddy sodas and eating chips, right?
Yes.
But it's not necessarily always going to be that way. So I personally would love to have Cox over Kingsley. Don't cut that.
Why did you have to pause?
I paused for drama, dramatic effect.
I got some advice for y'all. Take 2 weeks off, then quit.
This is what happens when Tim isn't here to keep it on the rails.
Absolutely.
One last question. This came from the Patreon group. Shout out to Randy Cleavers. He says, what are your thoughts on Marshawn Lloyd? Is he ever going to play? Is he injury prone? Listen, I don't like using that type of terminology there, Randy. I think it's more bad luck than anything. I mean, the guy had appendicitis, right? Like he had to have an emergency
appendectomy
last year that ended his year. Now, I understand it's like we're 3 injuries in. Actually, I think 4 injuries in now in his second year. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I try to stay away from that whole, somebody's injury prone. They're made of glass and all that. Not that Randy's trying to be overly negative. It's just, I don't know, man. Sooner or later, though, you do got to look up and go. We say it all the time. You can't make the club in the tub. You cannot make the club in the tub. So, I don't know.
It's tough. I feel like it's just, some luck sometimes, right? You just can't get away from it. It's football. People are going to get hurt. It's just for some reason he keeps drawing the short straw. So hopefully at some point he can get past it, get over it, and, keep moving forward with the career.
Yeah. All right. Jake, if you got anything else, man, let's wrap this big bear up.
No, I think that's a fair thing to say. Like I said, I hate that moniker of labeling somebody glass. Guys, these NFL players, Marshawn Lloyd, for instance, is going against 11, or let's say 4 300-plus guys that are just aiming at his legs every single day. Like, I couldn't do it. I know Emilio probably could for a while, and then he'd get tired and need some cannolis. But, it's really unfair for us, again, to just be sitting here and say, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that. Has he had unlucky, streaks? I believe so, absolutely. But I really am pulling for the kid. Now, worst case scenario, I am very confident in our running back room. Even if you just keep the same that we had last year with Jacobs, with Wilson, hopefully he's going to be healing up. And I think Chris Brooks might be the most underrated player on the offense right now, which is crazy to say that. But Matt LaFleur trusted him down the stretch and in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's give a quick shout out to Josh Vallanningham becoming a member here on YouTube. United Bates with the super chat, and thank you guys for getting us to 5,000 subs. Y'all are awesome. Patrick Blum with the super chat said, "Whip it good." Clint the Armchair Quarterback gifting 10 Packer Fan Total Access memberships. Appreciate that. Hardy the Prophet with the $5 super chat. And he's going to be getting us some extra content from Hall of Fame weekend. Hardy the Prophet is the MVP tonight. And then Patrick with the gifting 1 Packer Fan Total Access membership. Really appreciate everybody playing their part, man. You guys are awesome. So we'll be back tomorrow night. Oh, also, if you want to get yourself entered into the giveaway, we're going to be doing an autographed Luke Musgrave rookie card. Really cool piece of memorabilia. All you got to do is be a member here on YouTube. Just hit the join tab. Or what I would recommend is become a member on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Packer Fan Total Access or scan the QR code in the upper right. You get extra content over there. You get access to the questions for the show, all that good stuff. So if you have to choose between one of those two, I would suggest do the Patreon. But nonetheless, both of those will get you entered into the giveaways. Appreciate you, fellas. This was fun, man. We did good. Missed Tim, but we did good. So, All right, everybody have a wonderful evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Listen, early show tomorrow. I'm going to get with the guys to see what makes the most sense. There's a chance there'll be a live stream during Packer Family Night. Don't bank on it right now, but we'll be going live either late morning, early afternoon tomorrow before I head out to Bristol and get out to the ball game. So everybody have a wonderful evening. As always, just go out and be the change we want to see in the world, and go Pack.
Here we go. We're out. Bye, guys.